Grand Rapids, and we're back on the record, and we have a new face at the podium, and you, sir, are?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. May it please the court, David Coleman, Michigan counsel for Mr. Trump.
Mr. Coleman, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
We've had an opportunity to review the Christie decision versus Wayne State seems to be the case here. It's 511 Michigan 39. It's just a few months ago. It's a 2020.
I remember it well. There was I had a court of claims case that had an identical issue that Wayne State was the defendant on, filed within 3 days maybe of that decision. So there are three cases: Progress Michigan, Christie, and Elia.
Right. So essentially under Christie, and I think the Attorney General's in agreement that this is a curable defect within 1 year. This jurisdictional issue would only arise after 1 year from the accrual of the claim.
Do you agree? Do you agree, Mr. Kelman, that it's not verified at this juncture?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And the AG has stipulated that we can cure the defect by filing an amended verified complaint, and we will do so promptly because we have it already.
When, all right, will there be any difference? And I mean, an additional sentence, an additional comma, an additional anything other than the verification required by 600 MCL 0.6431.
That's exactly correct, Your Honor. I should have said that.
No,
we will make absolutely no changes.
Okay. But you'll attach the verification,
right,
as required by the statute.
Yes.
All right. And when do you expect to be able to do that by?
I would say no later than tomorrow, but we'll try to do it this afternoon. But I guess, we have to get back to our office.
Tomorrow, as the attorney for the secretary indicated, is a state holiday, but being the lifelong member of the Scouts, to try to be prepared, I asked my staff to contact our clerk's office, and I will be able to get a filing tomorrow because even though it'll be a holiday, I'll have someone from the clerk's office. So can you get it filed by noon if the court gives leave to do that?
Absolutely, Your Honor. No problem.
All right. I don't have it. Mr. Kelman, do you have a business card for the most important person in the courtroom, our court reporter? Thank you, Mr. Kelman. All right. On behalf of the secretary, what's your position? Yes, on the verified complaint.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Heather Mangus on behalf of the secretary.
And I would like to note also, I have spoken with staff and I am advised that Mr. LeBrant's pleading through Mr. Brewer and his co-counsel has been verified, is a verified complaint. And so that, Mr. Brewer, I agree with you with your statement according to, and it was my recollection that it was, but there have been enough pleadings. I confess I may have missed stuff. So do you agree with that, Mr. Kelman?
Your Honor, we got a copy of the complaint that was filed with the court. The copy we got apparently did not include the verification page. And so we saw from the AG that was it, but the copy I had did not have it. So that was a misunderstanding, Judge.
All right. I just wanted to, I'm trying to, and I apologize if I'm disjointed in the manner in which I've been conducting these hearings. I am just trying to make as complete a record as we can for the members of the Court of Appeals or the members of our state Supreme Court or any other tribunal that's going to have to review this. So I saw this. I want whatever decision is made ultimately to be one that we'll be able to move, anybody can move forward on, and that's why I brought it up. So, but what's your position on on where we're at on this and on Mr. Kelman's statements?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Sorry to have caused some alarm with suggesting that might not be curable by an amendment, but
Since I gave no notice of this issue to anyone, including the law clerks who have been helping me so much, you have no reason to apologize. If anyone should apologize, it's me, that I didn't bring this to the party's attention, and to, more importantly, candidly, to the law clerks. Because when I went back in chambers, phone is exploding with another lawyer who helps the court try to get to the right place. Judge, no, you need to know this. So at any rate.
Nope, no problem, Your Honor. So yes, in my reading of the Christie and the Elia case together suggests that they can amend the complaint because we're within the 12 months. So, and I have indicated to counsel for Mr. Trump that I, am amenable to the amended complaint and that we'll agree to accept service electronically so that we can help. Just, I guess we don't need to accept service since it's an amended complaint anyways, but we agree to it and we'll
All right.
have no problem with that.
You have no objection to the
No, I
court
have no
allowing them
objection.
to do that by noon tomorrow.
Correct.
All right. Mr. Brewer, Mr. Davis, gentlemen, if you could both approach the podium, just so I know you're not of record in this case, you're amicus, but I'd like to offer you the opportunity to make a statement. Mr. Davis, you have the case number is 128. His is 137. So you get to go first. Mr. Davis.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm very pleased that you read my amicus brief that highlighted the fact that their complaint was unverified. In addition, Your Honor, I'm glad you asked them the question whether or not they were going to change anything else in the complaint, because that doesn't cure another problem that I pointed out in the amicus brief filed with the court in this case. They seek relief under federal law.
Okay, nope, I understand that. I'm just, and I understand the position you took, and I thank you for it. Do you have, in the manner in which Mr. Kelman proposes he will proceed on behalf of plaintiff Donald J. Trump, do you have, and that it's going to be the exact same complaint? Do you have any objections?
If this is the exact same complaint, they're seeking relief under the Federal Declaratory Judgment Act, which this court lacks jurisdiction to.
Right, I understand that's your position on that.
So then,
But as far as the verification aspect,
I would agree that the case law addresses that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Mr. Brewer, and thank you for pointing out to the court that your complaint was in fact verified. I agree with you. But as far as that which Mr. Kelman has indicated he would interpose to do, the state does not object. Mr. Davis, it sounds like, does not object. Do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say? This might be the last lawyer for the day speaking at the vote.
No, Your Honor. Thank you for checking the court records and confirming that we did file a verified complaint
Indeed.
and we have no objection. So
All right.
now they're going to proceed.
Thank you, sir. All right. The court, as relates to the issue of whether or not the plaintiff's complaint in case 23-000151 MZ was a verified complaint, or whether, if it was not, whether that defect can be cured. The court finds that it was not a verified complaint in accordance with MCL 600.6431, but the court additionally finds that the amendment and verification can be undertaken to allow the court to exercise jurisdiction pursuant to Progress Michigan versus Attorney General 506 Michigan 74, a 2020 decision of the Michigan Supreme Court, and two decisions from 2023 of the Michigan Supreme Court, Elia Company LLC versus the University of Michigan, 511 Michigan 66, 2023 decision, and Christie versus Wayne State University, 511 Michigan 39, 2023. Insofar as the time period within which this court would have jurisdiction to adjudicate claims against the state of Michigan or a state officer have not expired, nor will they expire in the next 24 hours, the plaintiff does seek to file the necessary verification, whatever that might be, with the court by 12 o'clock noon tomorrow, November 10th, 2023. And the Secretary of State's attorney has indicated on the record she interposes no objections. Mr. Davis, in his own capacity, pro se, without waiving the deficiencies that he identified in his amicus curiae filing, in this case, Mr. Davis, who's a pro per representative of himself and his claims in case 23-00128, as indicated on the record, in this case 151, he has no objections, as has Mr. Brewer, counsel of record, in case 23-00137. For those reasons, the court rules that plaintiff may file the amended complaint by noon tomorrow, November 10th, 2023, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in case there's any disagreement of what noon is. So I am, so that's court's ruling on the verified complaint issue. The verified complaint issue was brought up by the court because jurisdiction can be challenged at any time. And the court hopes to provide, well, the court felt I felt it was my duty to bring it up. So I did. And I'm sorry I didn't give the parties notice of it. I should, in hindsight, I should have. And sorry about that. And I'm sorry, I apologize to the outstanding legal research team of our court who they were almost, if not more surprised than the lawyers of record. So, so sorry about that. Anyway, that's on the verification and complaint. Is there anything else from plaintiff in closing the proceedings in 157 in response to anything else? I think I sort of threw everybody for a loop there, including maybe myself, but
Nothing further, Your Honor.
all right. For the secretary, anything further?
For all your time today.
Thank you. And I'm going to ask just for acknowledgements. Mr. Davis, thank you for being here all day today. Is there anything else? I know you wanted to argue amicus and I said you can't. And I know Mr. Brewer wanted to argue amicus and I said that he couldn't under the court rules. And I know you wished or disagreed, and maybe you're going to appeal me on that. I don't know. That's okay. And we'll get good instruction from the outstanding judges of the Court of Appeals. But is there anything else, Mr. Davis, you would like to bring the attention of the court?
Just very briefly, and thank you, Your Honor, for your patience. And now that, for the reasons stated in the amicus brief that I filed in this case, filed by Mr. Trump, if nothing else changes in his amended complaint and he seeks the same relief that he cites under the Federal Declaratory Judgment Act, which was section, I believe, I don't know right offhand.
I remember you're writing about it.
It's his complaint.
Right. I'm kind of not looking for oral
Oh,
argument.
no, no, no.
Right,
That's, I just wanted to preserve.
okay.
that
No, no,
particular-
that's,
that particular
that is
issue.
preserve.
And thank you again.
All
for the
right.
time
Thank you.
report.
And thank you. And I appreciate the courtesies you've extended to the court today. Mr. Brewer, anything you'd like to add?
Mindful of the court's admonition that oral argument is over and that I'm not permitted to argue in this matter. We have nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brewer. All right. Thank you. The matter of Donald J. Trump versus Jocelyn Benson in her official capacity, the court's case number 23-000151 MZ, conditioned upon the verified complaint being, or verifications necessary to comply with the requirements of the court rules, will be submitted for the court's consideration. in this matter is submitted with that proviso, obviously. The court wishes to thank Ms. Teresa Roberts, ma'am, for your being here today. It is always a privilege to have one of our outstanding professional court reporters here in court helping us. And I appreciate very much your being here. So thank you to all counsel and to Mr. Davis, our pro se party. Thank you for all the submissions. Thank you for your patience. And these three matters are submitted. The court will act with all possible deliberate speed to figure out what should happen next. And then that will be taken in, and it will be manifested in a written opinion. There will be, I would expect, three separate opinions and orders, since I have not consolidated the cases, nor I don't think anybody has moved for consolidation. But I think that's it. Let me just check quickly. Yes, counsel.
I'm just bringing to the court's attention that there is actually a fourth Section 3 lawsuit. We did bring it to the court's attention through a notice early on in the
The
case.
Castro case?
The Castro case.
My understanding is the Castro case that the complaint was never served.
That is our understanding, but I just, since we were doing house cleaning, I just wanted to make sure that.
And I don't know the number, although I do know that the case number for that was assigned to a different court, and we usually assign the companion cases to the first assigned judge. So
I believe it's 122
I
or
don't
125.
know. It's not 128. It's a
Yes.
lower number. And at any rate, but that was not served. So that other judicial officer didn't have the privileges that I've had today to be with each of you and to enjoy very much the discussions that we have had. Let me ask our security director, anything further from you, Dan? Michael, anything? All right. You have the thanks to the court and the court staff. Appreciate very much everyone's professionalism and being here today. Ms. Roberts, again, thank you. Court is in recess. Time is 1:35. Thank you.